Well, welcome into it. It's Bishop on Air, live from my home studio, building it out, and this is all an experiment, and I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in and taking part in this. I took yesterday off after my last broadcast day on WMAY on Friday, so I want to thank everybody who took part in that. Obviously, it's a bit emotional at times, no question. I've been doing that show for years in some capacity, being either in the newsroom or even being as part of the actual talk show position. But of course, with my continued expanding roles with the Center Square, Illinois Radio Network, and elsewhere, I figured it was a better use of my time to just produce something from home, which is really what Bishop on Air is going to be. So I want to thank everybody for taking part in it and sticking around. And also, holy cow, I got to get to the post office at some point today to mail off 100 different Bishop on Air patches that you guys really came through and blew me away. Megan and I over the weekend, we got all the stamps together, got all the envelopes together, and started stuffing envelopes with these patches. And while I was only going to give away 50 for the those who first responded, it really was quite remarkable to see just how many people came through and requested those patches. Not just from Illinois, not just from the listening area of WMAY either. It was, Texas and Florida and beyond, Arizona, and people up in Chicago and down in Southern Illinois, all over the place requesting these patches. For the late stragglers who came in, I'm going to see if I can get you a patch, all right? Because we still have people, even to this morning, emailing me with their address to ultimately have, the patch themselves. So if you got your email to me with your physical address on Friday, guaranteed you're going to get a patch. All right, and even if you got it in on Saturday and Sunday, some of you, it's interesting to see when you guys actually catch the program as to when you're able to actually listen and share with me that you're listening. So very cool to hear that. And we'll get those patches out to you in short order, I promise. All right, tons to get to, of course. We've got, a variety of things going on. In just about a week's time, we're going to have a fall veto session here at the Illinois State House. We'll be covering that on the ground. There's a whole bunch that could happen there. We'll talk a little bit with State Senator Jason Plummer about what to expect for veto session, but also what he hopes to do with his legislation that would allow for people to be kept harmless if they purchased a semi-automatic firearm during what the gun rights group calls Freedom Week. And that's when that was a preliminary injunction in place by the Southern District on the state's gun and magazine ban. Are people who bought weapons during that time going to be able to register those weapons if indeed the law is upheld? That's a big question that still is yet to be answered. So we'll hear what State Senator Jason Plummer has to say about that. Also about what's going on with fall veto session, so stay tuned. But also we'll connect with William Kelly, chatted with him earlier this morning. Still working out some of the bugs here, all right? So I've got my home studio, a beautiful background, yay. But still got to make sure I can do the interviews live, and if we can get that done, we'll make that happen. But also, I need to make sure, too, as to what time exactly this should be live. Because 8 o'clock now, it's a little after 8. How long is the program actually going to run? That's a good question, too. Should it go at 7:30? Should it go at 7? Should it go at 8? When's best for you guys? Do you guys watch it later on anyways? So we'll obviously be ever evolving. But I think what's fantastic about media, and having been in traditional terrestrial media for years, it was always, got to be on air, got to be certain times. It was appointment listening. We always heard that. But now I think that it's really gotten to where we, as the consumers of media, have the tools to be able to listen wherever and whenever we want. So I think that that's a recognition of what's going on. So stay tuned. A lot more to come. We'll get to a bunch of substance here in just moments, but I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Awesome to see the live chat. It's popping off right now. If you guys are asking me questions, I'm not even paying attention to the live chat. I'm just making sure that I'm getting this thing on the air. So, and I did see, okay, Trevor says 7 to 9 works for the live. I'm only going to be doing, 40 minutes worth of content. That's my goal. Now, it could be more, it could be less, depending on how this all goes. But stay tuned. A lot more coming up, all right? It is Bishop on Air, find me anywhere. Just search Bishop on Air, and we can connect on, YouTube, obviously, where we're streaming, Facebook, where we're streaming, Twitter, where we're streaming as well. So make it happen, all right? Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. I'm Greg Bishop.